getting to know me video. As you can see, I've left it too late again, so it's really dark. But I put the TV on up here, so hopefully it's not annoying like the flashing of the thing, but you can probably see my face a bit better this time, so hopefully it's a bit better than my last video. I'm 22, my birthday's on the 3rd of December 1991. My middle name is Lee, so that makes me Jessica Lee. It's like a name that Mum passed down. Her name's Wendy Lee, my name's Jessica Lee, and hopefully my first baby, if it's a girl, will be something Lee. Not that I can think of any names that I like to go with Lee, but we'll have to wait and see. I live in Australia. We live in the state of Victoria. It is, where we are, it is super hot in summer and super cold in winter. There's no in between. What do I do for a living? I am a qualified enrolled nurse. It took me a year to do it at TAFE, so that means I'm qualified to give out medications and do dressings and everything. I love my job and it's really rewarding, even though like you can get punched in the face one day. Like I got punched in the face last week. Or you're dealing with everyone, like the stories you hear and the love you get from your residents is really nice. I have 3 sisters. I think the picture that I have on there is the only picture I could find of all 3 of us together, and it's not the nicest photo, but you get to see our personalities in it anyway. I have 2 older sisters, Rebecca and Sarah. They're from my dad's previous marriage. And then I've got my twin sister Kate, who is obviously my twin. Piercings, I have my ears pierced and my belly pierced. I got my belly pierced at schoolies, so that was 2009, and my ears pierced when I was like 12 maybe. I don't wear earrings in either of them just because I'm terrible at losing jewellery. I always lose the ball out of my belly ring. I always lose the backs of my earrings, so I just don't even bother wearing them anymore. It's just a waste of time. One year I lost, my mum bought me white gold earrings and I lost them at the pool, so ever since then I hardly ever wear earrings, and if I do they're like cheapo ones. That doesn't matter if you lose them anyway. Tattoos, I have a star on my right hip that's really dodgy, so I'm not going to show you. And I have one on my foot. It's a sparrow with 3 roses for my sisters and a pink ribbon for my mum who had breast cancer. She's in remission at the moment, so that's really good, but it's always nice to have a little memento. My favourite colour is probably pink. I think I always say pink, but I have a lot of pink clothes. I have like pink accessories and stuff like that, so I guess my favourite colour is probably pink. My favourite food, I always used to say lasagna, but I think it's just pasta in general, like fettuccine carbonara or macaroni and cheese, just carbohydrates really. Yeah, anything with pasta in it would be my favourite. Movie. My favourite movie of all time would have to be The Parent Trap. I know it like word for word. My friend and I used to watch it, like every time we saw each other we'd have Parent Trap on. We'd be doing the handshake, we'd be acting out each other's lines, but it has to be the one with Lindsay Lohan in it. Like the other one, I've only watched it once but it just looks stupid, but the one with Lindsay Lohan is the best one. And my favourite song, I really don't have a favourite song. If I was going to say anything at the moment, it would be probably that Taylor Henderson song, Borrow My Heart I think it's called. It's just like whenever I look up the song to listen to, that's always the one I seem to go to. Or Warrior by Havana Brown. I like that. I am very much taken. I am engaged to Corey. Corey and I have been together for going on 3 years in July. He and I met when I was 17 and he was 18, so I was almost turning 18 and he was about to turn 19. At the time, like the first time we met was at his nan's I went there with a friend who was friends with, her brother was friends with him. So we went around there and there was like a few people there. And I remember, I vaguely remember seeing him, but I don't think I talked to him, I'm not really sure. But I remember talking to his girlfriend. His girlfriend was 8 months pregnant at the time, so I like distinctly remember talking to her, but not really to him, I don't know. But that's the first time we met. And then we started like he and his girlfriend broke up about 4 or 5 months after that. And then about a couple of months after that we started talking on the internet. And he said, we started talking on the internet and like on Facebook and MSN, back in MSN days, we used to talk on there. So yeah, we started talking and then we didn't go on a first date until September that year, so that was a few months later. And he invited me to go meet his son because I'd never met him before. He was like 8 months old at the time. And so I said I'd go meet his son, and we went out for lunch and went to the park, and we were sitting at the park and I said, I've never been on too many dates before. And he looked at me and was like, is this a date? Like, so I made it really awkward, but that was our first official date, if that's what you'd call it. But so we just kept on talking on the internet, like on Facebook and things. And I hadn't been in really many relationships and I didn't know what I wanted, so he kept asking me to go out with him, but I kept saying I didn't know, like I didn't want to. But then one day, must have been a few months later, must have been like June or something, one of my sister's friends asked if she could be set up with him, and I was like, I just thought, no, like you can't have him. I want him, he's mine. So that was like the first moment I realised that I wanted to be with him, and I wanted him to be mine and not anyone else's. So all this hard work, like 9 months of trying to be with me, had paid off, and I can honestly say it's the best decision I've ever made, because now we're engaged, we're having a baby, and I love him just so much. Corey and I moved out about 6 months after we started dating. We started dating in July of 2011, and we moved out 6 months later I moved from my parents' house and he moved from a house that he was in before into a little house, like a 2-bedroom unit, and it was the worst place ever. It had no air conditioning, no heating. It was the hottest place ever in summer. So then we moved to the house we're in now, which is like a 4-bedroom house, nice backyard, really amazing kitchen, so now it's a really nice place to live. And we live with his brother Jed. Yeah, like I said, we've been together for almost 3 years, but we've been engaged since April 4th last year, so in April this year it'll be a year that we've been engaged. This is a hard question. I think I've always said I wanted 3 kids, but like he's got Connor, so obviously he counts as 1. So I think this baby will be number 2, and then we'll have 1 more. I think that'll be enough for us. So that's our 3 kids. That's if one of them are a girl. I think if there are 3 boys, I think we'd go again for a girl. Otherwise, I think 3 would be enough. But I want to have at least 2 of my own, and then we'd think about going for the 4th one in the future. But I want them to have a 2-year gap at least in between, because I want to be able to enjoy each child as they grow up and you get to see them developing. So I want to have at least a 2-year gap. I think Connor will be 4.5 when this baby is born, and I think that's a good gap. Like we could have done it a year earlier and it would have been good, but I think 4 years is a good gap. But at least 2 years, you get to see them grow up and develop and become their own person before you introduce another baby into the mix. So yeah, that'll be good. Okay. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, found out more about me, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Otherwise, I'll see you for my next video. Bye!